Hey guys, it's Joel again, here to review Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball. And wow, I am so impressed. Because back in the day when I was in 3rd and 4th grade, I had a friend who was super involved in that kind of stuff. He loved Dragon Ball, he loved Yu-Gi-Oh!, he loved that kind of stuff. And I hated it all. I didn't want to seem extra nerdy. I was already nerdy enough. I didn't need extra nerd stuff in my life. And man, I should have watched it at a young age because now I would have loved it even more. But since I'm a newbie at this, well, it's amazing and it's worth it. And guys, if you haven't seen Dragon Ball, go watch it. Now stop my review because you haven't seen it yet, and I do not want to spoil it, and I'm going to spoil it. Alright? So, here we go. Goku. This character, all you know about him from the very beginning is he has a tail, he has a ball with 4 stars, and his grandpa's dead. That's it. That should just end the show and say, I'm a boring show, don't watch me. But, even though it starts off that way, it builds on characters, and tons of them. Goku, Bulma, Yoshi, Krillin, Yamcha, Oolong, Ox King, Chi-Chi, Tien, Chatsu, Pilaf, Piccolo, and guys, I barely scratched the surface of characters, and every single one that they bring on, you care about. There's another character called Yajirobe. I didn't include him in the list because he's not really important. But he's important through his story arc. And every character has its own story arc. And they're influential through the entire story for Goku. And it's great seeing those characters intertwine and weave in and out. And so let's go back to Goku. All you know about him, tail, ball, dead grandpa. Well, at the beginning of the show, he's hunting a fish. He gets this fish, he's walking it, and he gets hit by this car, and he beats up on this car, and Bulma comes out of the car, and she's like, why are you beating the car? And Goku's like, that car ate you. He doesn't understand that cars can't eat you, that you actually drive them, but he's a little kid. And he doesn't know that because he's been living in the wilderness for his entire life. And so, those two meet. And then from there, they go on an adventure to get Dragon Balls. And this ball is important that he had because it's a Dragon Ball. You need 7 of those. A dragon comes down and grants 1 wish. And the entire show is about collecting Dragon Balls and tournaments. What kind of tournaments? Karate tournaments that are larger than life. Kind of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Nonsensical, but in Dragon Ball, they include fireballs and Kamehameha waves and all this cool battle techniques. They're flying through the air, they're going invisible, they're fighting each other invisible. The Kamehameha wave, Kamehameha, so amazing. Goku's signature move, and they're kind of like shooting rockets, kind of ish, and all this stuff, battling each other in these rings, and it's cool. It's like, wait a second, half of the rules are broken, I would bet you. But it's just so cool, and all the magic powers and all the cool different powers there are, just great. And going back to Goku and Bulma, they meet up with Roshi and Krillin. That's where they have to find them to find the Dragon Balls, and then eventually you meet up with Yamcha, who Yamcha and Goku at the beginning fight. And Goku and Yamcha eventually become friends. You meet Oolong, who's the comic relief and the funny guy. You meet up with the Ox King and Chi-Chi, who don't really have a big part of the story until the very end. Tien and Chatsu, they're big baddies halfway through the show, and then eventually they become good. And then Pilaf and Piccolo. Pilaf is the villain throughout the entire series, and eventually, it's hilarious, he's afraid of Goku. By the very end, him and his henchmen are afraid of Goku, even though they have this biggest bad guy called Piccolo to kick butt and to destroy the world and become king of the world. Even King Pilaf is afraid of Goku. And at the end of the story, it's Piccolo and Goku, and they duke it out, and eventually Goku wins by killing him, and then all of a sudden he comes back to life as a younger version, and they duke it out again, and Goku finally wins. And at the end of the series, everybody's wanting to kill him, but Goku has the purest of pure hearts and lets him live. And eventually, Piccolo, in the next series of Dragon Ball Z, actually helps Goku. And so it's like, even though you're the evilest of evil people, you can turn good. And that's what this entire series is evil people becoming good. And it's great and amazing. And at the end of the show, it even ends on a happy note, unlike most shows. This show ends with Goku marrying Chi-Chi, the Ox King's daughter, and boom, it even tells you. You want to know what's next for Goku? Watch Dragon Ball Z. And so, guys, I'm starting Dragon Ball Z, and if I had to grade Dragon Ball, 10 out of 10, it's amazing. Go out and watch it. I would tell you guys to watch it on Funimation because they have the English dub, and it's great, it's wonderful, and the characters match up how they're supposed to, and they sound great, and the English dub, all of it makes sense. It's not like sloppily said, it actually does make sense. So guys, go out and watch it.